Okay,
Ooh.
Here we go. Another episode of the Dad Voice Podcast. We have a dad voice that we're basing it on today, so that's good news.
We're going to reveal that we have friends.
Yes, we are.
Or that we at least know how to act like we do have friends.
Actually, this episode's probably going to be about how I don't have any. But, hey, by the way, look at this.
I missed the cue.
It's all right. I just want to humble brag about these mugs.
Wow, this mug is so good. This drink is so good.
It's delicious out of this mug. No. Product placement for the podcast they're watching. I just wanted to actually show these off because All About Awards in Greensboro, North Carolina made those.
Shout out to them.
They look so good.
And we just get more and more uniformity every episode. Like, look at this growth.
We do. We're doing great.
Yeah.
We're doing so good. Such good boys.
You did force me to rewatch the first episode we did this past week, and that was only you and me a month and a half ago. How did we think that was okay?
I don't know, dude. Like, honestly,
I guess we just knew. We're like
if you watch though,
why is the camera pointing that way?
The camera's pointing that way. It looks like a big giant man talking. It
looks like we're in a shipping container.
Like it's one of those images that you see in physics books that talks about perception.
Where someone's standing in the background and they play something in the foreground. And they're like, he looks like a giant.
But the problem is, I was just sitting in a smaller chair. And I'm actually that big. But no, that first episode is bananas, dude. And here we are. Like, we just celebrated 10 episodes, the episode before this one.
Right.
This is a re-recording. I know we actually recorded the episode that comes out next before this one.
We've done 3 re-recordings, I think.
Yeah, so far.
This is how hard we work.
Yeah, it's mostly my fault every time because of audio issues.
It's mostly Cole's fault, and I'm just a hard worker.
By the way, I feel like we should talk about this simply because, not to even jab at anyone, I just want to point out that we had Whitley.
We did.
We're now without Whitley again.
We don't.
And it's not like Whitley volunteered to do what she was doing for us. It was, we were not paying. She offered to do it. She said, hey, I've got experience in growing social media. By the way, she still gave us like the roadmap, and all the changes that she implemented have been wonderful.
There was an inflection point there.
Yeah, it's just she's also a human being.
She also has to do this thing called survive and make money.
And be a parent too, because she has a child. So Whitley really set us on course, but has decided that she just needs to focus on her stuff, and who could blame her? So, Whitley, you won't see us talking to Whitley anymore. You won't. At this point, I think it was for one episode. But shout out to Whitley for setting us on course. That being said, if anybody wants to volunteer and put
to do free labor,
put a podcast on your resume, by all means, we're never opposed to help.
I really enjoy making the clips now, and I'm glad she gave me the confidence to know that I could do it if I just tried.
Well, dude, she also told me about thumbnails, and I think our thumbnails have gotten so much better.
And I think you are a visual enough person where the thumbnails look good.
I hope so.
Me, that's not my thing.
You're great at clips.
Yeah, and the clips are starting to work out.
And I'm doing some quirky little edits. I think in the 10th episode, I did a few that were fun.
We're just some dads palling around having fun. We're just having fun here.
By the way, if anybody has watched the 10th episode and wants to see that picture of Jesus, jacked Jesus in a Sonic outfit on some merch, let us know, because I want to print it so bad.
That's deep lore. And we're both drinking at the same time, so no one will be talking.
I'll let you sip first, and then now I sip. Delectable.
Yeah, so I'm drinking a Ghost energy drink out of my mug, and
I just finished my coffee. I have a Ghost on deck down here, but isn't Ghost delicious?
It is delicious. I'm a little worried because I'm trying a new energy drink before I go do a big social outing for my daughter's preschool-ish thing, and I'm scared. It's the
You can say it. Your daughter's fancy ass.
My daughter's fancy thing.
Upper class.
Yeah, that
school.
I could not pay for on my own, but I think a lot of the dads there can, and so maybe I feel a little insecure. I don't know.
I think you're going to find out that a lot of people there are just like you.
Yeah.
I think that you're going to find out that a lot of people also have parents that want the best for their grandkids. And
Who'd have thought?
Which, by the way, that's not a jab at my parents that I'm making. I don't have a relationship with my mother, so that's half of my parents gone.
There goes half of that money.
And, you know,
special care.
Neither my wife's family nor mine has enough, you know, care about, like, we're all public school people, so it's fine.
Yeah. And if it were up to me, that's what we'd be doing, I think. But fuck it, while we have the means.
Public school's been great for my kids.
You and I were only public school, and look at us, now we have a podcast.
We have a podcast, we're doing great. We have a podcast because this is the only way we can interact with the outside world.
We're too scared to get bullied in person.
Right. You keep it online, and it's a lot easier to. But to be fair, people online are lazier too. Like I know we have this weird time workaround where we recorded next week's episode before this one, but I was just talking about on that one how, like, people just are like, you guys are fat and ugly. And it's like, bitch, I know. Like, shut up.
At least be creative.
Yeah, like, dude, your personal page followers are so much more creative, and I will give them that. Like, they sent you.
I admire it. I don't even get mad. I
didn't someone say you look like a PlayStation or something? Someone
said I look like I'm made with PS2 graphics. And I think it's because my head's dented from my accident last year. And when I record videos face on, it literally looks like there's some polys missing. People are funny when they try.
But
try harder.
Yeah, that's what I want from our followers is just try harder, because
like you can make fun of the same things you've been making fun of, but just make a good joke.
The one clip that I'm thinking of in particular that inspired me to even say anything is the one with RFK, where we made fun of RFK Jr. And to be honest, I don't expect a ton of intelligence to come out of anybody who's like a big RFK Jr. defender, but it's whatever. Anyways, hopefully that doesn't offend the person that we're going to read the dad advice from.
That's right.
Because we have a dad advice. Do you want to just jump right into it?
Yeah, because it's going to be the basis of our episode. Thank you very much to Alex Messiah.
And it's funny because we had, like I said, I
don't think I know you unless that's like a...
Yeah, unless you have a different name on social media, and in which case I feel horrible and I'm so sorry.
But if you are a guy that neither of us know, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And you're going to be a cornerstone and a pillar of history.
Yeah, that's right.
That gave me a little boost that day when I realized that neither of us knew.
I feel like now we're putting pressure on him. He's gonna unfriend us on social media and just be like, "No, guys, I didn't know.
I can't handle the pressure."
Well, he's like, "I didn't know you guys. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'll friend you now." No, but yeah, this one comes from Alex Messiah, and it's funny because I messed up, and like I said, you guys will see me I'll be paranoid checking my mic throughout this episode because I accidentally turned off the mic on the original episode we had made about this subject. And then the day we finished recording, we got a dad advice just a few minutes after with the question about the subject. And I was like, oh, dude, we just talked about this.
That would have been great. But, the monkey's paw curled. But your audio has been stripped.
But we'll revisit it in another episode.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, guess what? We actually get to make this whole episode based around your dad advice. No pressure.
Entire episode.
Here's the dad advice from Alex.
And thank you for... It's a good thing to think about and consider, too. Hey guys, love your show. I did not use AI and write this in and pose as Alex Messiah. The whole thing.
Well, with the last one and with this one, I will post it on like an image, a screenshot of the dad advice so people know we're not just lying.
Even though we could.
Yeah, we could.
He said, hey guys, love your show. Thanks, man. As dads, how do you find the time to socialize between working and taking care of your family's needs? It's a lot harder than I maybe thought it was.
Dude, it's painful. Like it really, like it's a point of pain because humans
are social creatures. We do as much of an introvert as, you can be on that scale, people still evolutionarily or whatever need social interaction.
Well, and you and I both come from very social places in terms of like you're a stand-up.
Yeah.
You have a background in stand-up. I have a background in live music. Like
you have to network with people.
You have to network with people. If you start to get good, you develop fans. Like I can't tell you how many people I have met that are just like, dude, I just love what you guys are doing. And it's bizarre because like I'm so self-critical that everything I've ever done, I'm like, yeah, it's hot garbage and I fucking hate it. But people will come up to you and be like, dude, I love that. And so you develop these social circles that way. And then sometimes you start to see more familiar faces. Excuse me.
Yeah, they become less parasocial.
Yeah.
So and like this person who was complimenting my stuff is now having some good stuff they're making too. And,
right. And so, and then we have that, and then we have this whole political ideology convergence where like, personally for me, I know some people are like, how are you going to let politics determine friendships, blah, blah, blah.
Because it's a free country.
Well, it's a free country, but like nowadays your politics are representative of your morals. And if you lack morals, then I don't want to know you. And we can make a whole episode on how morals are determined.
You say that in so many episodes.
Yeah.
Like, we can make a whole episode about that, and then we'll be like, what are we going to make this episode?
Yeah, we're sitting there
Hopefully
like,
we get a dad
fuck, what did we say?
Oh, maybe we should just watch our own episode.
Oh, yeah. And the only time I watch our episodes all the way through is when I'm editing them, by the way.
When I'm looking for clips, this is when I watch them. But I did, and I'm going to make this a habit now, I did listen to our episode on its own when I was at work, because it's perfect for that. And I'm not being a homer or anything. I was like, this is good as an audio only thing. Like, this is...
That's good.
I was like, we go back and forth enough to where I didn't lose interest, so...
That's good, because I do have that concern.
And that's what the whole basis of a podcast is, too. It's like, nowadays they're all on video, but...
Making sure that it's something someone can listen to. It gave me a little
boost in an otherwise rainy, hard work day. I was like, wait, we actually sound pretty... good, like podcasters.
Hopefully Alex thinks that, because we got to answer his question.
Oh, yeah.
So to answer the question, like, and I gave that pretext of where we both come from to point out that even with that established background of like a social circle,
of basically having to
still struggle. Like, the conversation came up just last night because my wife goes out and does things with her best friend, and she doesn't like, she's not out on the town every night and I'm at home, but like, I was like, I came at her a little bit and I was like, you could have, like, it's a Saturday night. I'll have the boys all day. I'll have them all night. Like, when do I get to go out? And she was like, when do you want to go out? And
you get to go out up here in this room.
Yeah, and I was like,
me too.
Well, no, she was like, when do you want to go out? And I was like, well, that's not important right now, okay? Because I realized I don't, like, this is the most hanging out I do each week.
Yeah, me too. This and like, my employees.
Yeah. Or, like, I'll go shoot guns with my brother and my dad and my uncle. And by the way, that's our entire family. Aside from my stepmom and step siblings, but they don't like the guns. I'm going to have to join y'all sometime. Dude, you should come.
And you know what the thing is? To tie back to his question, I immediately started thinking, I was like, well, when will I have time to do that?
There you go.
This is, because we have to schedule this time, and Sunday mornings just happen to work for us.
They do.
And that's what... hanging out with friends while you have kids, I guess, is too. You have to adapt to their schedule and your own, and you kind of find a middle ground where you're like, okay, this couple is usually likes to hang at this time, so
and like,
maybe this week it'll happen.
You have to hope too, because like as you have kids, you get brought into the orbit of their parents, right? Like of other parents, because your kid is going to make friends on zero criteria, right? Like their proximity, that's it. They're going to be like, I was near this kid, and so now we're best friends.
And now all of a sudden we're eating at Chili's with their family.
But like for millennials, it's different, because that used to be how it was. Like, your parents would probably just kind of grin and bear it, even if they weren't like, oh, wow, these people are great. They were like, I can tolerate them. And luckily,
pick better friends.
My kid has found a best friend who his dad is pretty cool. And his mom was cool too, but like his dad and I had like a long conversation the other day because he plays Halo and Destiny. And I was like, he has a UNSC tattoo with it says UNSC 117, which is Master Chief.
Master Chief's number.
Yeah, and so I recognized that. I was like, oh, you a Halo guy. And he was like, yeah. And so we talked forever, and I added him on Steam. But like, and it sucks because they're moving, and I'm not going to call them out by name, but they're moving to Colorado at the end of October. So, you know, there goes my friend. But
see ya, hippie losers.
Yeah. But not really, by the way. They're just, you got to be closer to family, and it's cool for them. But
what if you're like, no, not really? They're actually really stuck up, and they're the red part of Colorado.
Yeah, they're red Colorado.
They're moving to a white nationalist commune out there.
I thought that was in Wyoming or some shit.
I know, it's like the Pacific Northwest, Idaho.
Yeah, that might be it.
And
potato farmers, fucking.
This is going to be a derailing, but I learned last night that I think it was Portland, Oregon, is a very obviously white city, and it's very white, and they voted against slavery because they literally didn't want black people there at all.
What?
Yeah, I learned that last night, so
that is crazy.
It seems like a liberal bastion or whatever, but yeah, there's a lot of white nationalists out in that area.
But
they literally voted against slavery for the wrong reason.
Up in the woods out there, dude, yeah, there's full, like, that's where the people that are, if shit falls apart, that's where I'm concerned about, that area of people, because, like, I have enough guns to defend me and my family, and my brother and dad and uncle have the same amount. So, like,
you know what's funny is
we're good, but
having enough guns to defend yourself, I'm like, it's 2.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 arms. That's all I can hold.
Honestly, if you have a rifle, it's 1.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get is like these people, and I'm sorry, Alex, we're going to come back around. Give him some minute.
He knows the deal.
But yeah, he's been watching enough to leave it advice he does.
He's sitting there, his partner is saying they've got to go eat somewhere. He's like, hang on, I think they're about to get to it. We're edging him.
They're about to answer my fucking question. But no, like, I've never understood all those.
He's having to go hang out with people he doesn't want to hang out with.
Right.
He's waiting for us to answer the question.
He's like, come on, give me that shit, I need it. But I never have understood those families that take pictures with 30,000 guns. They're like, it's on my roof, it's on my porch, it's in my yard. It's like,
yeah.
Bitch, if it comes down to brass tacks, you got 2 hands. And maybe your whole family. So let's say you got 2 kids and a wife, too.
Oh, we're doing gun math.
That's 8 guns, okay? What are you going to do with the other 37? Like,
guard them while people steal them and shoot you in return.
Right, like
when the people finally break into your barricade, but there's 30 people, which is 60 arms and hands.
I just don't understand that. Like, don't get me wrong. I want more guns because shooting is so fun and like especially, but also like I've said this before. I'll say it again. Like if you are looking at the current situation and you're not fully in support of this, you should be reconsidering your position on the Second Amendment if you're very anti, because it's not just for them. We're not going to make this our Second Amendment episode.
Had an innocent question about making time to hang out with friends, and you're talking about defending against like white nationalist militias. God damn it. This happens every time.
It's always my fault, by the way. So, Alex, to answer your question, go move into a commune with people like you who arm yourselves and prepare to move against the government.
He's like, oh, I just was wondering about how, like, you scheduled nap time.
Yeah, do you guys just, like, talk to people online?
We're like, get a bunch of guns.
Buy a bunch of guns, move out to the middle of the woods, bring a few people with you that
hang
like
out with
guns.
People who are on the same list as you.
Right. Find out which watch list you're on. Find those other people. Okay,
I'll try and bring us back. I'm
sorry, Alex.
That I guess it kind of starts with hanging out with other parents, which you would think, oh well, they have a kid too with a different schedule. It's hard to schedule, but I think they just understand more. And it's one of those things where when you're hanging out and the kids start acting feisty, both parties understand, you're like, okay, that's, not to say I don't hang out with my single friends and stuff, because we do all the time. It's just a thing where they come to our house and hang out with us while our daughter's sleeping.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And
so
and you still get a little bit of a recreation of that time. You got to be quieter and stuff, but you still get a little bit of that recreation of that time. So it's like you have to bring them onto your turf.
Right.
Where everything is your specific child proofed and you got it set up how you want.
Well, and that's the other thing too, though, is I think when your single friends want to hang out with you, it works out for you on that front, because their thought is, I don't want a kid coming in here and fucking up everything in my house. And so, and because here's the thing, if you're a parent and you're going to pretend like your kids aren't like an unbridled force of destruction, you're full of shit. Kids have to go through that phase to learn how the world works.
Yeah.
So when your single friends are like, I'll come hang out with you, just let them do that. That's fine. But also, like, in terms of, like, I really don't have much of a social life. So I don't have, aside from move to the woods with a commune of gun-toting lunatics, I don't really have good advice, because I have limited my social life. And a big part of what I have limited myself to is because up until like just the beginning of this summer, I was in school full time too. And like, so I was working full time, school full time, full time parent. Like, I literally had no time to do anything other than what I was doing already. And I might be stupid enough to take this on. If this podcast doesn't blow up soon, I'm going to have to do it again so I can go get my last degree. But like,
the grind.
It is a grind. But like, also, like, I've made a few acquaintances through my work or whatever, but I think the first point that you have to focus on is finding people who get what's going on with your life.
Right. They've got to, and you have to either invite single people without kids over that, where if you say, oh, sorry, my house is a mess, we have a kid, they're like, dude, we understand.
Yeah.
Duh.
Like, and my wife is like, honestly, if there's a speed cleaning championship, she should be in on it, because moments before you walked in the door, all of the toys were in our floor, like everything.
That's
like
impressive.
That. And like, I don't think our house is ever extra filthy. But like, at the same time, sometimes if someone's coming over and you're just like, it is what it is, dude. Like, you're gonna just have to accept that my house might be a little messy because I've got 2 kids, and like, it's never going to be uninhabitable. Like, I think anybody whose house is just filthy, disgusting, that's a whole different conversation. But like, having friends, and I really am riding on this clean house thing, because that's an important thing to note, is like, there are things that change when you become a parent, and like, one of them is understanding that like, nothing is a perfect flow anymore. No, the way, like, we don't go out to eat at restaurants with people unless it's a kid.
It becomes like a chore almost.
Well, yeah, unless it's like a kid-friendly
You're like,
thing.
I got to factor in this.
Because,
how are they going to sit in this chair for even 20 minutes?
My oldest is going to get bored and want his device, and my youngest is going to climb up and sniff people's hairs, and we talked about that. Future politician, my son.
I think it's a thing where you have to, when you're hanging out with other couples who have kids, you have to center the activity around something that the kids can do, so you can actually yourself have meaningful conversations with the adults,
right? Instead
of just you're both wrangling your kids. Like, we went with some friends to a Bluey themed party at the city library, and we got to hang out and talk with them too while they did keepy uppy with the balloon and stuff. But we got to do little activities with them too.
And
and my daughter's, this was months ago, I think, and she still says, "Have fun at Bluey party." I'm like, babe, we're past that now. Come on.
Bluey's done. Okay.
Dude, her Bluey obsession's getting really bad. My wife and I actually had to talk about it last night. We were like, is this becoming like a problem obsession, or is this just her being a kid?
I think it's her.
But I love Bluey too, so I can't stop eating.
Dude, I'm telling you, if you have one that's not that bad, Bluey's it. like Oliver has now finally like started latching on to little videos that he likes because his like little 2-year-old, almost 3-year-old brain's like, ooh, colors.
Yeah, he's like, this is
and
it.
he loves this one weird, like Russian Yeti type character called Booba, and like Booba's on Netflix.
He's into cryptids.
Yeah, well, but it's this guy, and he like
He's
bounces around and he makes wild sounds. He's like, ooh, blah, 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 blah. And like, by the way, my child who doesn't speak at the level he needs
He's
to
like,
be,
preach. This guy
has found the one nonverbal character to latch on
spitting.
to. And he just makes
Like,
those
Dad,
sounds.
are you hearing this?
And so, yeah, so there's that. But derailing again off the subject of Friends, although that is important too, like understanding, but like, I feel like you guys are way more involved outside, and maybe that might have something to do with the fact that your wife is stay at home and my wife is a worker.
Yeah.
And that's not a criticism on either side of that, by the way.
It's just an observation. And she has ostensibly more time to be like, okay, so we are hanging out with this couple this night.
By the way, like, I'm gonna.
But when you're done working, you don't want to do that.
I'm gonna almost dox myself here by saying that my wife works in a place where like she's constantly swarmed with a buzz of kids and parents, and like it's just constant.
She gets the
like
full dose.
Her social battery is tapped.
Yeah.
And my wife's a little bookworm that just likes to sit at home and read her little smut books.
That's also part of hanging out with people as a parent, is even talking to your own child all day. I mean, I gotta say it'll drain your social battery. You constantly having to respond to them in a positive inflection and be genuinely interested. It can drain you.
As someone who works from home, by the time I get through my daily meetings that I have to go through at work, and in between I'm constantly juggling getting my kid Pop-Tarts or crackers, or because he only eats 3 foods, and he screams at me if I guess the wrong one, and or chips, whatever. And then the other one's like, I'm hungry, so I have to go figure out how to make him lunch while I'm not letting them know that I'm making my kid lunch while I'm on these calls. And it's like, yeah, that my social battery is just depleted. But the thing that you have to maintain, and it's probably the most important thing, is maintaining your battery and making sure you're not cooking yourself, because by the time, if you force yourself into social situations, it's a 50-50 on whether or not you're going to have a good time.
People could tell if you're phoning it in too, and then they might not want to hang out with you as much. They're like, that guy's a stick in the mud.
Yeah, like man, he just seemed like
boy,
he
is a
into
husk
it.
of a human. He looks like the dad from Coraline, the picture where he's on the computer.
Yeah, that's, and it's important to make sure that you maintain some level of like enthusiasm about what you're going out to do, because if you don't, like you said, people will be able to tell, but also then you're creating this negative association with hanging out.
Yeah.
And in your head, you're then sitting there going, that wasn't fun. Why the fuck would I do that again?
Yeah, you don't want to start resenting that, because then your brain will paint it as, oh, I'm just a parent now, I can't do these things. When in reality,
cracking open a cold one for the boys.
It's about to get litty. Did you take your medicine?
I did not. This is the only stimulants I have right now, nice. So I'm gonna
ASMR.
I'm gonna keep my hand over the logo, but
and as I wouldn't say I'm an introvert. I guess I'm more of an ambivert, but my wife is definitely the extrovert of our relationship.
She is. Like, she's, by the way, shout out Katie. Oh,
I don't care.
Okay.
So I guess I should ask if she cares, but she doesn't.
Okay. the man speaking for his wife.
I can say anything about it. She doesn't watch.
Yeah, that's true. Katie is awful. No, actually...
Don't tell my girlfriend about my wife.
This would be the one episode she chimes in on. No, but I like your wife. She's very funny. She's very easy to talk to. She is very social. And it's funny because she's the type that doesn't really pull her punches. Like, one of the first conversations we had, I was talking about, I was just being me, typical chatty Cathy as fuck, and I was just gabbing, and she was like, "Did you take your medicine today?" I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "It ain't working." I was like,
"You're like, wow,
hell yeah, thanks,
perceptive."
Katie. But oh, that's so good. The pink lemonade is so fucking
I'm gonna try that one tomorrow.
But yeah, so you have that balance. I would say I'm ambiverted as well. My wife is introverted.
Yeah.
Always has been.
Yeah, so we have some different
it's funny though, because like your wife, extroverted, stay-at-home mom, my wife, introverted, works all the time, and so we have literally both all the perspectives to look at, and so we have this culmination of ideas that we're able to piece together. But like, to me, I keep talking about this, we should probably actually do this so we can say that we hang out outside of this fucking room. But like, going and hitting a golf ball, shooting a gun, like that stuff to me is like going and hanging out. Some people wouldn't consider that. Like hanging out. Some people would be like
going to the barcade or
like just, and like you've said, you think I would get along with your other friends that that are your best friends since high school. Or maybe before. I can't even remember how far the
before
time is.
actually.
So like, and I agree with you. Like, I probably would have like a good time with it, because to be honest, I get along really well with you, and if they get along really well with you, and they have similar personalities, because that's what we all are.
And you know what the funny thing is
animals.
The one that still lives in Greensboro doesn't leave his house because he's an introvert. So like.
And that's funny, because one of my best friends that I only speak to like every 6-7 months, the last time I saw him was at his little brother's wedding, where we were both like, what the fuck is this? Because we remember him being this big.
Yeah. Then you're like, all right, see you
next. Which I adore his little brother too, and I go hang out with him, and now his wife when we have the opportunity. I haven't since the wedding. But it... Like, he is super introverted. Like, if he could find a way to nail down existence to where he never leaves his house for anything ever, he would. I love him. That's just who he is.
And that's part of being an ambivert, too, because half the time I'm like, man, I would love that. And I think the whole idea of having friends as parents, also, it literally just depends on how you are as a person. Because if you're extroverted, you're going to find ways to hang out with people, and it's not going to be a chore to figure it out. But if you're not as extroverted, but you know that you need to hang out with people because it's healthy, it takes a little more work, and you just got to do the work. And I get bad social anxiety, so I'm always thinking about how a social event is going to go and catastrophizing it. And the thing is, when my wife plans one, and I'm like, not dreading it, but I'm like, maybe I would be better off at home because I won't say something stupid or whatever. Every time after the event is over, I had a great time. Yeah. So it's just all about the mentality.
It is, and that's the one of the biggest things for me.
Watch me pee my pants in front of all these rich dads at this school thing today.
It was terrible. We gotta scrap the episode. I can't go on as a liar.
Yeah. I have to pretend that I never went out.
I think that I do that too. I will sit there and go, I'm just so tired and I don't want to go out. And then I go out and I'm like, oh God, this is such a good time. And to the point though where my wife will still have a good time, but she's like, all right, you need to reel it in. Like, we got to go home.
That's how I get to. I'm like, wrap it up.
Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Type 5.
And by the way, if I'm not having a great time, but I'm having a good time, I will sometimes be that person. Like, but I'm also the type where I'll stand up, walk towards the door, and spend another hour talking to you.
I can see that.
So, like, it's one of those, like, it really based on the mood. But the only advice I have on the whole thing, and Alex's entire question, is just that, like, you got to find people that match the
lifestyle,
the lifestyle, really, and understanding that not everybody's going to get that you like. Not everybody's going to understand being a parent, and being a parent isn't for everyone. And I know I've railed on people that are like the parents that are like, how could you not want to be a parent? But like, it's pretty easy to not want to be a parent. Like, I get it.
Think about that.
Like, I love my children, but I also like. I was raised by someone who didn't want to be a parent, and I'm telling you right now, some people just aren't meant for kids. Or at least didn't want to be my parent, but
there would be way too many people on Earth if everyone was.
Yeah, if everybody like that's a.
You think we would reach our maximum capacity?
Yeah, we have.
Oh yeah, we have. Oh, I feel a rant coming.
No. I'll pull it in.
Yeah. We just avoided the eugenics.
God, not that rant. I thought we were done with the eugenics. I don't even shop at American Eagle. Okay. But no, I will say that it takes time. It does. Like, shit, I got 2 kids and really didn't start talking to you about doing this until mine was 2 and yours was 2.
Yeah.
So it took us 2 years of getting comfortable with the new goblin and you getting comfortable with your first goblin. And I don't know if you guys intend to make another one, but,
No. I'll just... to my wife's chagrin, I'll just announce to the world that no, I believe not at this time.
Good.
And it's also not a thing where, God, our child is a monster, blah, blah, blah. It's just, we're like, we have the experience. She is very good. Why shake up this symbiosis or whatever? Let's just...
See, and for us, my wife got through... the first one, and
one day Oliver watches this episode and finds out he's an accident.
Not, if anything, Luca was the accident. But we had Luca, and
he's standing outside the door. He's like, "What's that mean?"
But I mean, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Exactly. And some people can't understand that. You're like, I'm not having another kid, or maybe we didn't intend to have this one, but it was a blessing. And
yeah,
that's something my mom taught me because I joke about it all the time because I was an accident. They weren't married. And she's like, but look at how our life turned out.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, I will say that we weren't in a good place when we got pregnant with Luca. And I, as someone who, I wouldn't even call myself pro-choice, I'd consider myself someone who doesn't deserve to have a fucking opinion on the matter. I left it up to my wife and I said, you, who was my girlfriend at the time, and... I looked at her and I said, this is your decision and you're going to make whatever decision is best for you and I'm going to support that. And that's how this is going to go. And we had that conversation, and a couple days later when it was the day that we had planned the Planned Parenthood appointment.
Like consultation?
Yeah, and she looked at me and she said, I think I want to keep the baby. And I said, okay. And I said, well, we still have this appointment and it's just a consultation like you said, so you want to go get checked out and just make sure everything looks good. And she did, and she heard his heartbeat and she was like, okay, we're locked in.
Yeah.
And then further locked in because we were in a car accident a little bit after that, and we went to urgent care, and that's when she first heard his little fluttering heartbeat that was like super strong, and she like got emotional and she got choked up. And at that point we just locked it in and we decided this is what we're doing. I've always wanted to be a dad, even though I've always also struggled with feeling selfish about it, because I don't think that the world I'm bringing my kids into is the best world. But hopefully,
that's a tough thing to.
Hopefully, what we're going to do is we're going to raise kids that will help.
And that was my thing. I'm like, maybe we'll raise the generation that fixes everything. Or at the very least, I'm just going to protect them as best as I can.
That's right. And when the nuclear fallout happens, we're all going to move.
Luckily,
we're going to be in a commune in the
We're both
forest.
Bethesda fans. We've played all the Fallout games, I assume.
There we go. Yeah,
we've already prepared them.
We know. And they're making a series too, so we can refresh.
Yeah, even my wife likes the series.
Dude,
she doesn't like video games. And
mine hasn't watched the series, but I want to get her on it because I think she would like it. Yeah, and it's that perfect. It's really just like the game in terms of like comedy to horror to seriousness. But anyway, derailing on that.
Whoops.
But so when we first had Luca, we weren't prepared, and we really did hole ourselves up. I think I've talked about this before. It was a miserable experience. Within the first 6 months of his life, we got evicted. We got our car repossessed. We had to go figure out a place to live, and we had to figure out a car. And luckily, some things lined up. We were really smart. As soon as we got the eviction notice, we moved out, which means that they didn't have to proceed with the eviction. We just told them we're getting out. So that takes the eviction off.
Yeah, you don't
prevents
have
you
that on
from
your
getting
record.
that on your record. And the way that works is they give you an eviction notice and you just notify them, we're going to get out. And then
I'm evicting myself.
You will still get a little demerit on your record that says that they filed against you, but it doesn't really impact you. Like, you can spin that if a renter ever even brings it up. But so yeah, they filed for us. We were able to quickly move and get out and put our application into a place that was more affordable for us at the time. We did that. Figured out the car situation, but it was still really bad. Okay, it was still like cramped up. We weren't making a ton of money, either of us. We were both, because we were supporting a single like my ambitions before we found out we were pregnant is I was going to go tour the country with a band.
Right.
And so life changed, and with that, like, I had to remove myself from the hardcore scene. And then COVID happened, which is a whole other thing.
A similar thing happened to me with comedy too.
Yeah.
You remove yourself from it, and you're like, I can't imagine what I'd be like if I wasn't this big touring person. And you know what? Life's funny.
It is.
Things happen.
And then
maybe we can start touring when we get this podcast big and leave our families at home then.
I would love to bring them with us too. I'd love to,
oh yeah, we could bring them with us.
I'd love to take this on the road at some point. That'd be super fun, I think. But even if we don't ever do that, like, I'm still having a blast. But like, by the time we got around to the idea of a second child, my wife was already missing our baby. Like, she wanted another baby. And so I told her, I was like, I don't want to have more than we can pay for. And I don't want to have more than we can support. And I thought at max 2 was the most we could do. And I'm so glad we did. Like, I love Oliver to pieces, and he's wonderful, and he's such a funny baby.
You also get to experience, like, a person that's different than your other child.
Right.
You're like, you basically get to see how your genetics shuffled up this time. Like,
right, and
it's cool.
Oh, he's fucking different. So,
yeah, exactly.
But
it's pretty neat.
I think that once we had settled on that, we, and we talked about it in episode 10, but as soon as we were like locked in, we were like, okay, I think we're past the point of concern. Like, we don't have to worry anymore. Like, we have our 2 babies and we're good to go. I went and got it snipped, and I'm done. And it's, as I've said before, it's so much easier to just walk in and get your balls trimmed than to have
the woman go have her tubes all tangled up and all that mess.
Or fuck her hormones up with birth control. But if that's what she wants to do, then that is what it is. And like, but that, at least it's her decision.
I always wondered if, I don't know if insurance companies help cover vasectomies because they're like, no, you need to create another policy holder for us, or if...
No, I mean, they cover it. I paid $50, actually $70 because I weigh a little more and they had to use a little more numbing medicine.
You could have set yourself up perfectly to say they had to use a lot more tape to hold my wiener up to my neck.
They had to tape my dong.
They had to tape it up under my ear.
They had to use chains to tie it down. But no, it was such an easy process. And I asked the doctor I was like, why don't more dudes get this? He was like, I think there's just a weird stigma about it, and that's really what it is. Like, it's a little pin-sized hole that he cuts and stretches open your ball skin. And
see, you said stretches open, and that's when my brain started to go, oh, that's...
But you're numb. You can't feel it. And then it shrinks back.
I want to do it just so I can see what the conversation I have with the doctor is while he does it. Like, we're going to be talking about the NFL?
Yeah, dude, it was like I said last episode, we were just talking about what I do for work. And, like, it was just super casual. He's tugging on your balls.
Yeah, and just talking away.
Pulling out your vas deferens, giving it a snip and a burn, And I don't know I feel like there was actually a linear line of thought that got us from how to make friends to getting your balls trimmed, but it's
This keeps happening.
but I think that the whole point to I think I've turned myself down a bit here. Hopefully it won't destroy our audio again.
We just lost 10 viewers.
Check. Okay, we're still getting. I'll clip that little check out. There'll be another jump from boom to.
Yeah, boy, he's fast.
But
quantum movement.
But no, as far as like the friends thing goes, like I will say that if you have your ride or dies that have been with you since before the kids came, they'll still be with you. And honestly, most of them probably enjoy. If you're not hitting them up because you're afraid that they don't enjoy being around your children, unless your children are just like awful and beyond your grasp of control, chances are that's all in your head. Every time I bring my friends around my kids, they're like, "Oh my God, I love your kids. They're awesome.
Yeah, they're many yous.
Yeah, and they're new and they're fresh and they will like. My wife's best friend is so good with our oldest Luca because like he just wants to talk about Fortnite and all this stuff or skibbity toilets or brain rot is this new thing that he's on, and she just loves him so much that she'll just sit and talk to him about it. She's
genuinely invested in the skibbity lore.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh wow, okay." And she's also one of the few people that we trust to actually like come and watch the kids while we're taking our annual date.
There you go. A good advantage of hanging out with friends. You can rope them into being babysitters.
That's right. As long as you're, because it takes a lot for, especially Oliver doesn't trust fucking anybody. He's like, I don't know you, get the fuck away
They're
from me.
literally little people. They got to develop trust. Like, you can't just throw them with anybody.
But he does so good with her. So, like, I'm sorry, I keep checking the time. But I think that that's one thing. But the other thing is just, like, if you find events that are social that you think your kids can be a part of, just go do them. Just try it. Just try it, because
you can always leave early and the right people will understand.
Dude, honestly, like, I sometimes will text my brother or a friend of mine and just be like, I might need you to call me and tell me there's an emergency so I can get out of this. If you are really that worried, have that backup plan. And it might not, like, or you could just be like, hey, call me and tell me there's a work thing. Or just call me and I will make, because they're only hearing my side of the conversation anyways.
Yeah.
You could call me and be like, hey, what time are we meeting Sunday? Be like, oh,
right now.
The servers are down? Yeah, I'll be right there. Hang on.
The Dad Voice server farm is on fire. I got to go to the country where we house them.
The remote island. No, but you can do things like that. Like and this goes back to me being okay with lying. I don't mind lying to get out of shit. Like, it's fine. I do not find anything morally incorrect with lying to convenience yourself. Because here's the thing.
Here's your dad advice, Alex.
Tom, Dick, and Harry over at the social function that you signed up to join. If you show up for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you realize this is not your vibe, they're not going to remember you.
No, and the spotlight effect.
Yeah, like, it's not, they will not care as much as you think they will. They will not be concerned. What's going to happen is they're going to be like, oh, that guy was here for a few minutes, and then their whole life will resume never thinking about you again. And
I made a mistake, and I realized that when we were at this outing, we stayed for a very brief amount of time because Lucy was just not having it. She was hot, and I felt insecure about the fact that we were leaving so quick, even though, obviously people notice, but they're not going to rag on you about it. But I was like, oh, our daughter just can't hang like yours can. And I was like, why am I downing my daughter because I'm insecure? So just own up to it. Yeah, sometimes shit doesn't work out. We gotta go.
That's the other
and the right
key you can turn.
Understand.
By the way, that's the other is brutal honesty. Like, we're just not having a good time here. And guess what? The same rule applies. Tom, Dick, and Harry won't remember you beyond they might be like, oh, I'm offended that he didn't have fun at my community gathering for, classic vintage playing card collectors or whatever the fuck you're there
vasectomy enthusiasts.
Right. And so
my eugenics convention. Less and less people keep showing up every year.
we can't get away from the goddamn American Eagle, okay? But I think that it's an important thing to understand, to just find your comfort level and ride with it, but allow yourself the privilege of trying new things, because if you allow yourself to go, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to edit that mouth sound out. If you allow yourself to go into this like downward spiral of like, nobody wants to hang out with me, I don't want to hang out with anyone. Nobody wants to hang out with me, I don't want to hang out with anyone. And
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It is. And what it turns out is you just didn't hang out with anyone because you were afraid that no one wanted to hang out with you. And then you also made that something that, like you said, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy where you created the problem that doesn't necessarily exist. And I don't think that, I mean, I don't know Alex, so I don't know if that's necessarily the problem that you're dealing with, but I will tell you that just give yourself a little grace. And
the right people understand.
Right. And those who matter don't care, and those who care don't matter. And I think that is like one of those classic little
you pulled
sayings.
Out the cross-stitch quote.
Yeah, those are, but it's such a real thing. Because here's the thing. If I talk to somebody and they just are indignant that I had to leave the function because either I'm not having a good time or because of my kids, good. We're never fucking hanging out again.
Yeah, like, dude, you holding me hostage?
Yeah, like,
weirdo.
Fuck off. From the bottom of my heart, fuck off.
I'm like, I know I have a great personality, but it's not that great to where you have to be desperate to hang out with me.
Right, and like but also
just watch our podcast instead.
Yeah,
that's what you do, Alex. You just make a podcast with a friend, and then you get to hang out with a person in person, and then when your friends want to hang out, you say, sorry, I can't right now, but they feel like they see you because your podcast clips are out, and they get the same experience.
Honestly, I feel like a few of my friends vicariously hang out with me through our fucking podcast clips. But I think that it's really important to understand that if someone is just upset that you won't hang out with them because you can't, because you need to care for yourself or you need to care for your kids, they're not worth fucking talking to. And the people that do care about you are going to get it 100% of the time. And I think that part of human evolution as we grow up and get older, part of our whole gig is to find your little tribe and keep it smaller because there's less people that you have to contend with. And I'm not a psychologist, but I do find evolutionary psychology in particular fascinating. And I think that is still a survival tool. Shaking off people as you get older and you're able to independently function is something that we do naturally to defend ourselves against resource shortages and
energy vampires.
By the way, I don't know if you've ever watched What We Do in the Shadows.
I love that show.
That show's awesome. Yeah. I just started. I'm way behind
Oh,
everyone.
you just started? I just finished it
really?
A couple months ago.
Is it done?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a shame. But I if it ended naturally, then awesome. But like
the ending's great.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna watch that. But I the energy vampires crack me up. But I think that
don't hang out with energy vampire people either, because this is going to sound brutal, but your own child is an energy vampire. They feed on your energy too.
They are.
Like, so now you got this going on.
They are, but in a way that, like,
people.
I would rather give my kid my energy than some stuck-up asshole who's like, hey, I need you to love what we're doing together, and I need you to be focused on me. Because people that care that much about you not having a good time with them, that's a selfish thing.
Yeah, I learned that as, you know, I've not hung out with people as much, and there are some people who want you to hang out with them just for them, not for both of you.
Right.
They're like, I got something to say, I got something to show you. You're going to like this thing we're doing, or else we're not friends, bro. Who are you anymore?
And I'm the type where if I notice someone's like not really having a good time, I'll apologize to them.
I'm an empath type too. I can tell.
And
that's why I'm not good at sales.
And
I can tell when someone's not feeling it.
Right.
And
I'll look at them and go, hey, listen, I love seeing you, but if you're not having a good time, then just let's like go have fun, man. Like, and I'm like,
I don't care, and not in a I don't care about you thing, but it's more of a it doesn't bother me because I've been there and I probably will be when you ask me to hang out. So
right. And yeah, all of this to say, man, it's not easy. It's not like I hope that we gave you the advice you need, but like this is not an easy thing to navigate ever.
Yeah, because the thing about socializing with people is, okay, you do your job because you have to. You stay at home with your kids and watch them because you have to. Hanging out with friends is a thing where you're like, I'm putting mental energy into something that's either going to cost me money or my time, but you have to.
Yeah.
To feel normal and not become a recluse, I guess. Which would be my choice, and I'm blessed to have a wife who pulls me out of the dungeon. Because otherwise I would be a recluse.
We are pretty reclusive in this house, but even then, like, my wife went out with her best friend last night, and they were doing friends and family night at one of the big haunted trails that they both used to work at.
Oh, that's cool.
She went out, and she had fun. I personally don't like the owner, so I'm not plugging it, but it's the one in the woods.
Okay.
The terror-filled woods.
Oh, okay.
Because I realize now that might not even narrow it down.
You wouldn't even say it's spooky, it's terror.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you get it. You get what I'm saying, though, because there's a lot of trails. All of them have woods in the name.
I feel like people immediately know everything we say, but we're both just being autistic as fuck back and forth, and we're like dropping things that we think are subtle hints, they're not.
They're like, we get it. We know what you're saying. But no, so they both worked there, and they both did makeup, special effects makeup, which my wife used to love doing and then lost her passion because that place sucks and sucked the life out of her.
Sucks when that happens.
But they still go and support their friends that are still there, and they went and did friends and family night. And when they went, I was just posted up at the house with the kids, but like she came back and she was in a great mood and she had a good time. And the reason I don't ask you to hang out isn't because I don't want to hang out with you. I want to hang out with you and go hit a golf ball or shoot a gun or whatever, do all the time. But you work a lot. Yeah, and I'm afraid
I'm at a point in my life where I am working about 60, 70 hours a week, but hopefully that'll be getting fixed soon.
I always...
And I totally would, too.
Our Sundays are like our days, but then in the mornings we have to do the podcast, and normally you're like, well, we've got plans. Wife's got plans for me in the afternoon, so I'm like, I don't want to take from your family time. Yeah, like, perfect example of today, but like, I feel like that's every Sunday, so I don't want to, like, pull away from you, but we're still getting to hang out, so I can't be too selfish, you know what I mean? But, like, you just have to figure that out. You have to figure out that cadence that works with your friends, and you have to understand that you're allowed to be selfish now. Like you have kids, and you're not allowed to be selfish.
It's actually your duty to be selfish,
right?
Because you need to protect your children, and your children are more important than your one friend's ego who wants to show you this new thing he did or bought because he doesn't have kids. And he's
send me a picture.
You don't care about anything anymore. You're so different. I'm like, no, priorities change.
They do. And that's such an important thing to note is priorities fucking change. And people that don't have kids don't get it. But they should. They should understand not what it's like to have a kid, but like, dude, if somebody has a major life, if somebody hits me up and goes, I'm having a career change, I'm like, that's going to alter the way that life works for you now.
Yeah.
And you have to be understanding of that. And if your friends aren't understanding of that, they're not your friends.
Yeah.
So find new people to hang out with. But just give yourself the grace of trying new things. Dude, I come from the music background. If a band you like, or if you know a local band and your buddy's been asking you to come see his band, or at this point now, I feel like I'm almost to the point where my friends' kids are going to start their own bands. And they're like, hey, my kid's band is playing. And I'll go out and support that. Dude, that's fun. Because worst case scenario, you get to reminisce with people about how it was to be 16 and want to start your own band, or in my case, how bad your first shitty band was. And it's still fun. And it's awesome to see, like, because people are in different chapters of their life, and you get to see, you might not have a kid that's old enough to start a band yet, but you might get to sit there and go, oh, wow, dude, maybe my kid will be doing this.
Like,
and
maybe that's what it was
I get something like this to look forward to. But also, if your buddy from work is in a band or he's a DJ, go see him. Just go connect with those people on whatever sounds fun for you, because being a parent is fun, but it's still like it's hard to measure that against hanging out with people, right? Because it's like, it is an obligation.
Man, it's still a responsibility.
It's a full-time fucking job. That's why I think it's bizarre that people shit on stay-at-home parents at all, because I couldn't do it.
I was just telling my dad the other day, I was like, it honestly is just for me and how my attention span works. I'm better at working a job than if I were to stay and watch my daughter all day, because
as a work from home
I have
parent,
to lock in at the job, and obviously I have to for my child, but it's just, that is exhausting.
As a work from home parent, dude, I'm failing miserably. Like, I'm just not good at it. And thankfully, I don't think I'm doing any permanent damage. I just am, it's most of the time I'm not taking care of me the right way, which is fine when it comes to.
I'm like, I'm whatever, as long as they're good.
But if we blow this podcast up, we won't have to worry about that. So that's what we're going to do.
Great.
So Alex, tell your friends.
Alex, tell your friends.
No,
they
Alex,
can skip through the white nationalist part. And he's like, guys, I asked a pretty correct question.
Pretty simple question. You told me to move out into the woods with white nationalists.
I was going to show my friends, but now they're going to question what media I'm into.
I feel like we need to go ahead and, at the end of this episode, put a disclaimer that we're both not white nationalists.
Not beating the allegations.
No, don't support that. There's been a long-standing joke of eugenics.
Yeah, that was a long-standing... See, and if people would just watch every episode, they would know the lore and understand the sarcasm, understand the Sonic employee thing, the eugenics thing, you know. That's your fault.
We got to tie this up with a pretty bow because it's crazy.
That's your fault, friends.
We're at the end of the episode, so Alex, I do want to thank you for asking for dad advice. Hopefully this was helpful to some degree. Hopefully you didn't fucking stop watching.
Hopefully he doesn't turn into the Unabomber and move to a cabin. He's like, I think I'm just done with everything. Technology was a mistake. Take the mics away from those guys.
Oh, God. No, I really hope we did, after we got a little more serious about it, answer the question.
Yeah.
This has been super fun. Like I said, we had already made an episode about this. I had messed up with the audio. I'm checking again to make sure my mic's still on.
I can see it.
But we had made sure that... Or we'd made an episode about this stuff before, and then we got the email the same day, so I was like, well, the audio's canned. Let's just redo it, but now we get to do it with Alex's email, and I'm glad we
gave away the secret, because we could have just acted like we only did the episode because of his dad advice.
Well, I replied to his email and said, we just talked about this.
Yeah, that's right.
So this will be a pleasant surprise for him. And... I'm just happy that we were able to do this and talk about this, because it is something important. And I think a lot of dads struggle with, like, hey, how do I get back into socializing? It's something I still struggle with.
I think a lot of guys, may say, well, talking about your social lives and hanging out with people is kind of female coded or whatever, but guys got to talk about it. Guys gotta have fellowship with other guys and other women and stuff. It's just...
Chat, is it gay to have friends? Like...
It might be now. I don't know.
If you think like that, this isn't the podcast for you. It really is not. And
let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know why you're leaving. But
if I refresh our YouTube page after this episode comes out and it goes from 42 to 41 subscribers, I'll be like, he didn't stick through the white nationalist part.
We're gonna know Alex is gone.
We lost him. We lost the one guy neither of us knew that interacted with us.
Oh, but I think we're here at the end. We've got some parts we're going to have to cut, so I think we're still right at that hour. By the way, we tried to do the 45-minute format, and that failed miserably because we just went for an hour.
Yeah, that's what we do.
And it was just good hours worth of content, but... if you've followed us along this far, you obviously have stuck through the crazy shit we've said.
If you follow us on one platform and you have the other platforms, be sure to just subscribe to us on those two, right, so our numbers look good on all the platforms and it's uniform and we're not just big on one.
Right, and
but it would be nice to be big on one.
I'll take anything at this point. Yeah. Dude, put me as big on Blue Sky. I don't give a shit. As long as it's not X, because I think with the white nationalist jokes we have a concern there.
We will get roasted on X. Roast us on X.
Yeah, we're not on X.
Direct us.
Go for it.
Direct people to how they can find us.
But no, if you've sat along this far, you obviously are enjoying it, or you hate it so much that you can't put it down, kind of thing. So go ahead and subscribe, like the video. Tell us your thoughts in the comments. Like, we can take it. Again, don't be boring with fat jokes and we're ugly. Bitch, I know.
Be creative with the fat
I got
jokes.
Mirrors. I know. Okay, it's fine.
We have to watch these videos too.
Yeah, I have to edit these, so I get to see exactly how much of a disgusting piece of shit I am.
Just be creative.
But it's no. We're glad you're here. We really are appreciative. Alex, hopefully you made it to the end, so thank you for asking for dad advice. If you are not Alex, I mean, Alex can ask another one too. I don't give a shit. But if you want dad advice, you can email us at thedadvoicepod@gmail.com. Subject line dad advice. All of our socials will be on the graphic at the end of the videos now, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Also, if you weren't sure yet, after we've said the Dad Voice podcast a million times, we now have these beautiful mugs.
Did you see us sipping out of these? Didn't that look appealing?
Yeah. If this is something that you think you'd be interested in having one of, let us know in the comments, because I might be up to printing a few of those. Just because they came out so good. Like,
they're neat. They're classy.
I'm so happy with how it happened.
The color scheme works.
But yeah, so thank you guys. Hopefully we just are continuing to rock it and have, more fun with everyone that tunes in. Like Phil has said, follow us on all of our socials. If you follow us on one but not the others, it really does actually go quite a long way to give us that follow. So do that. Just
even if you don't use it, just
give us the support, because if you're here, then we know that we have your love. And I'm not going to beg for it, but it does help change the way things work for us, and especially with the way everything's integrated now, it's always beneficial. Yeah. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
It's been fun. It's been another good episode. We'll see.
Go hang out with your friends.
Yeah, go hang out with your friends.
Just do it. Don't bring any mental judgment into it. Just do it. See what happens. You'll have a good time.
Do what sounds fun for you. But
go hang out with your friends, but still take care of what you got to take care of.
That's the moral of the story. Move out to the woods if you can't do that.
Yeah, move out to the woods.
Join a commune. But all right, we'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.